Today's video, I'm going to talk about something which I feel is very important and quite different from the rest of the other videos. And that is about happiness. You see, it has always been my dream to have my very own home. And so when I got the keys to my 38 square meter HDB flat, I was so happy and excited. I thought my dreams have finally come true and I would be happy forever. But after some time, this feeling of happiness and excitement started to fade. In fact, life becomes boring and routine and even make me feel down. In fact, there is even a stage where I got to have depression. Feeling sad in your own home, which is the place where you work so hard to get, is really very bad. And that's when I know I had to find ways to get my happiness back in my own space. How I become depressed is a different story, which I'm not going to talk about it. But today's video, I want to share some of my personal tips and life lessons, which I think is definitely important for anyone who is staying in a HDB 2-room, whether is it a 38 square meter or 47 square meter flat, or if you are intending to get one. So the first most important tip is to balance your space. Now always remember that the space in your own home can affect happiness. Whether is it a 38 square meter or 47 square meter, it is still considered as a small space. And this means you need to control how crowded it becomes. If your space gets too cramped, you may feel overwhelmed and a feeling of getting crushed. And that's why minimalism is very important. Decluttering helps you to breathe easier. So decide carefully what you want to keep or what you want to let go, especially those things that you don't need and you don't use. Even if these are the gifts from your friends or relatives during your housewarming. And on the other hand, having too much empty space is also not good. You should still have at least basic furniture like a sofa, a dining table for you to sit down and eat, and also a proper bed for you to sleep. The key over here is about balance. You should make your home feel cozy so that when you step inside, you feel comfort, happiness, and even a feeling of bliss. A second thing to do is to spend time on hobbies. So after making sure that your space is not too cramped and not too empty, you should dedicate yourself to spend at least 1 hour doing something that you really enjoy. It could be your favorite hobby. I remember when I was young, my favorite hobby is collecting stamps, reading storybooks, listening to music, and watching TV. And I know collecting stamps sounds very old-fashioned. Who would collect stamps nowadays? But at least it gives you a certain feeling of joy. So anyway, nowadays, I make time for my hobbies. I dedicate at least 1 hour reading novels, doing my fitness workouts, cooking, and even dancing at home. I also recommend that you dedicate one special corner in your home just for that activity. For example, in my bedroom, I have a small bedside pedestal table with a small table lamp, and I have a yoga mat on the floor, and this is my reading corner, where I will sit down and enjoy my reading. The next important tip is to add some uplifting decor in your home. Having decor in your home can help to lift up your spirit, enhance your mood, and sometimes even make you feel so inspirational. Examples can be like picture frames or paintings, plants, photo frames of your favorite memories, and even sometimes some simple furniture like maybe even a table lamp or even the curtains on your windows can also help to enhance your mood and change the feeling of the room. For me personally, I like a mixture of a small table lamp and photo frames showing nature like flowers and mountains and rivers. Especially this one in my bedroom, which is a simple design art of blooming flowers. I enjoy looking at it every day because it gives me a sense of inspiration and bliss. So do take some time to shop for these decor items. You can go to places like IKEA or even online platforms like Shopee. But one thing to remember is don't over-decorate. When you have too many decor items, it can sometimes feel very overwhelmed. You can even invite your friends or your relatives come to your home, take a visit, and ask them for their opinion. because sometimes what other people can see may be something that you miss out on. The goal here is about balance. Enough decor to make your home feel cozy and inspiring, but not so much that it makes you feel so overwhelmed. And finally, the last and most important tip for today is don't stay indoors the whole day. Now this may sound surprising. You may ask me, if I love my home, why can't I stay home the whole day? Isn't that supposed to be relaxing? Well, not really. You see, when you stay indoors, especially for long hours in your own small home, this small space in a 38 square meter or even 47 square meter can feel quite cramped and unknowingly giving you a feeling of pressure and crampedness. You may not notice it at first, but slowly you will feel it without you even realizing it, to find out where does this feeling comes from. Staying cooped up at home also means that you are missing out on nature. You see, as human beings, we are all part of nature. We need sunlight, we need trees, we need fresh air, and even your eyesight needs to look at things far away, which can only be achieved when you are outdoors as compared to indoors when you are facing the four walls, or even worse, staring at your own mobile phone. And also from a feng shui view, spending time outdoors helps you to absorb better qi and yang energy. So it is a good idea to spend at least 1 hour per day being outdoors. You can take a walk in the park, do your workouts in the fitness corner, explore your neighborhood, or even going to the shopping mall. The shopping mall may not be something that is of nature, but even then seeing people and seeing things can give you the feeling of excitement and curiosity. You can also plan to go somewhere further from where you live. For example, I stay in the north area, but I often make time to travel to East Coast Park, which is in the southeast of Singapore. And of course, you can plan for short trips outside of Singapore. Johor Bahru is nearby, but for me personally, I frequently go to KL. Things are cheaper there and the food is nicer there. Most importantly, you don't need to spend so much money going to expensive countries. Short nearby trips are also good. The more you travel, the more you feel your life is full of fulfillment and enrichment. So as a closing summary, living in a small HDB flat, whether it's at 38 square meter or 47 square meters, it can feel challenging, but it can also make you feel full of joy if you learn how to manage it. Always keep your space balanced, not too cramped, but also not too empty. Spend time every day doing your favorite hobbies. Make a small little corner just for that activity. Add some simple decor items to have your home feel more uplifting, but don't over-decorate. And lastly, don't spend the whole days indoors. Go outdoors, enjoy nature. Explore your neighborhood or go for short trips. My important advice here is, happiness is not about the size of your flat. It is about how you live in it, how you balance your life inside and outside. And you will definitely find comfort and joy in your very own home. Thank you for watching this video.